I had a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of people that get into the vegetarianism or veganism, they quit after, let's say, roughly 2 years. And I don't know if it's because it's inconvenient or it's just because they're lacking something in their diet.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I lacked anything. I don't look any different now than when I was no meat. Now, granted,
Welcome back to Fueled by Plants. And as you can see, this video is a little different style of format, right? Today I'm going to be, reacting to Mike Rashid debates the vegan trend in bodybuilding, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because someone sent me this video and asked my thoughts on it. So I said, hey, it might be a cool idea to upload a video of me reacting to this, right? I got a lot of respect for Mike Rashid, first and foremost. I think he's a great YouTuber, a great fitness coach enthusiast, boxing enthusiast, and businessman. So I got a lot of respect for him. When it comes to people in general, we can have a lot of respect for somebody and respectfully disagree or critique, right? And this is all this is going to be, right? Let's go.
the top plant-based protein on the market. I've been doing plant-based protein since before I dropped meat years ago, right? So it's not like I'm hopping on some bandwagon. I've been doing this before it was popular, right? And here's the thing, for the know-it-alls out there, they try to say when I first dropped meat, they're like, oh, he's doing this to make money. I'm like, bro, there's not many vegans in the world. I'm not marketing the vegans. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, a couple things right there I already disagree with. It's because number one, he said that I'm not doing this to make money. Anytime a person produces a product and put it onto the marketplace, it's all for profit and financial gain. Because if you didn't think you would make any profit, you wouldn't produce it in the first place, whether you make profit or not. So by you saying that it wasn't for financial gain, and the fact of he said that it's not that many vegans out there. Well, I think it's roughly about 7 to 10% of the world is either vegan, plant-based, or eat primarily plant-based. So with that being said, 10% is a lot. It's what, I think it's 7 billion people on the planet, right? What's 10% of that? All right, let's just take the United States, 300 million. What's 10% of that? 30 million. We'll say we'll give it a cool 10 mil, right? There's nothing to sneeze at, right? So by him saying that, I totally disagree. Especially when someone isn't claiming to be vegan, it's a disagreement. And this video is kind of it's an older video. It's not recent. It's not old. It's not completely old, but it's not recent. And I think he was vegan. Maybe he maybe go into that. Maybe he will go into that in this video. But I just disagree with that wholeheartedly. So let's keep going.
When I came out, the vegan people, they wanted to interview me, this and the third. I was like, look, this is not, I'm doing this for selfish reasons, not like the ethical reasons that are vegan. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is for me, for my health. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to play that card at all. This is what I feel like I need to do at this point in my life. You know what I'm saying? To get healthier, and it worked. So our protein, Planta, listen, just to show you that this is for real. You pick any company, they may have 2 or 3 flavors. I have 12. 12. Wow. And protein is not a moneymaker. And vegan protein is even more expensive than whey to make. So the margins suck. It's terrible. But you need protein, right? So that's just to show you how passionate I am about this. It's like, I'm not.
Okay, yeah, I got to stop it right there because he was about to go into, that shows you how passionate I don't think people are disregarding the passion because, of course, if you make a plant-based protein or you go plant-based or you're actively putting something on the market to this demographic, yeah, it has to be a level of passion there. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I don't think people are disregarding that fact. The what part I disagree with is you putting a plant-based um product on the market and saying it's not for financial gain or it's not for that, which is false. And most importantly, he went into and said that vegan protein isn't profitable. Well, let's talk about that for one brief second, right? One of the reasons why he probably went into this is because it's not a lot of vegan protein products on the market. There's tons of whey, it's tons of casein, it's tons of milk-based protein powders. So his company said, you know what, let's do this because it's outside of the box, right? There's not a lot out there. So if we make the best one of these, we can make some financial gains. So that's the reason. Let's like I said, let's call a spade, right? And not try to nudge our way around the bush. Let's jump straight into it and call it what it is, right? So I disagree with that point, right? Not with the point that he's not passionate, but the point of it's not profitable. I'm not doing it for that. Because come on, I got respect for you, Mike, but come on, let's call a spade a spade.
Preaching for people to be vegan. No, I'm not vegan. But here's the thing.
You used to be though, right?
Well, I used
When I
to
said
eat
last
a
time.
vegan diet. But when you say I'm a vegan, that's a whole lifestyle thing that I never really subscribed to. You know, no leather, you know.
It's complex. There's no
It's
animal
just,
product
it's
at all.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. I'm just like, I don't want to live like that. You know what I mean? So, not saying at some point I wouldn't do that, but I've never spent any time doing research on animal cruelty.
Are you on a vegan diet right now or you stopped?
Nah, I'm not. I stopped this year. I introduced like salmon, fish back into my diet, but it's not a lot.
Were you lacking something you feel like vitamin?
No, I wasn't. You know, I have the supplementation to get what I didn't have from meat and in an abundance, but it was just not convenient for me when I was on the road. I was finding it hard to stay.
I gotta clap it out for him real quick because he didn't throw vegans under the bus. A lot of people who go vegan or go plant-based and they revert back to eating meat. In this specific example, he said he went back to eating fish. So I can assume that he's pescatarian. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me if he still is vegan or not. Or still pescatarian. I don't know. But most people, when they revert back to old eating habits, they always say it was because they lacked something in the diet. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions. And what it tells people who are unfamiliar with a plant-based diet, they think that going vegan, you're going to be missing something, right? Missing some type of nutrient or missing some type of flavor or missing something inherent that you can only get from eating animal products. And that's not the case. So I'm glad that he said that right there. You know, he didn't throw vegans under the bus or a plant-based diet under the bus. He said that, hey, it wasn't none of that because I was getting the right supplementation. I was getting all the right nutrients. It wasn't that. I just did it because, I just wanted to, and I think he may go into a little bit more about that. So just wanted to stop right there and say, hey, I respect that.
Stay satiated. When at home, I know I have all my stuff at home. It's like easier. I travel so much, it becomes kind of difficult.
I had a room, I don't know if it's true now, but a lot of people that get into vegetarianism or veganism, they quit after, let's say, roughly 2 years. And I don't know if it's because it's inconvenient or it's just because they're lacking something in their diet.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I lacked anything. I don't look any different now than when I was no meat. Now, granted, I lost a lot of weight in the beginning. I lost about 30, 35, 36 pounds, but I needed to lose weight, So,
You did?
Oh yeah. I was way too heavy, bro. Way too heavy. I was like around 250, 248, like around there. That's way too heavy, And so once I lost that baseline weight, I was good. Didn't lose any more weight unless I wanted to, you know what I mean? But I'm good.
And you also eat once a day, I remember you told me.
Yo, I agree with what he said, but a few seconds ago I disagree. So I'll talk about the disagreement first. He said that, you know, it was just more convenient because he was on the road. Look, no matter what state you're in, most places have a Whole Foods. Most places have a general grocery store where you can get some tofu, where you can get some tempeh. A lot of places have Whole Foods where you can get some Beyond Burger, where you can get some plant-based protein powder. So it's really no excuse. It was kind of a cop out. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real, bro. Man to man, it's kind of a cop out. Let's get real. You know, like come on, let's be honest. But I still, you know, respect the fact that he said that he said it was a cop out. I just, you know, it was more convenient, right? Convenience is related and correlated with comfort. And comfort, we all know comfort is something that you have to step out of so you can grow. So he's admitting that it was more convenient to do that. But at least he didn't cop out and say, hey, I was missing something. So I respect that. So that is kind of you know, it was kind of a cop out, but I still respect it more than someone who said, you know, I was missing something, right? But also, you know, it's still a good thing. So I kind of respect that, but we all know it was kind of a cop out, bro.
You still do that?
I still do that.
That's to me is like interesting because like, you know, you would think, I had a conversation about it last time. I was like very surprised.
I eat one meal a day. The reason I did it, well, I used to do it years ago. My father does it, right? This is where I get it from my father. And if you do any research on it, it's just really good for your body. It's healthy for you, man. Like you gotta think our body, like everything is all these different systems in our body. And digesting food takes up a lot of your body's resources. It's just like you have, I don't know, a Ferrari and so there's no radio, there's no electric windows. It's all based on power, on performance. Once you have air conditioning, that takes up 15, 20% of that car's resources. You turn that on, you know what I mean? So it's the same with our body. If I'm digesting food constantly all throughout the day, I might be a little bit more sluggish. I was more sluggish when I ate more. You know, it's just an inefficient use of my.
Yeah, what he's talking about right there is kind of going into the intermittent fasting realm. I know a lot of people who used to eat one time a day. When I first went vegan, you know, I ate about one time a day, you know, besides getting a protein shake or whatever like that. But yeah, when you are eating food constantly all day, especially what most people do, they eat processed foods all day. Bag of chips here, some Twinkies there, you know, some buns here. Do they even still make buns? I don't know. But my point is, when you're eating all day, especially processed foods, you get in the realm of having your body digesting constantly. And when your digestive system is working overtime, though that those resources can't go to rebuilding and repairing things that needs to be tended to. Okay, so it's very useful cutting back the amount of times that you eat. I think that's what he's getting at right there, especially when you start incorporating more plant-based foods into the diet. That's a major plus.
These resources for me, you know, and it gives your body. I don't preach one meal a day on people because a lot of guys that follow me are young guys and they want to get big. So I'm like, you're not going to get big like this, right? But I was already big and I wanted to come down. But I do preach intermittent fasting on people because giving yourself that long fasting window is just really good for your body.
What is it exactly?
Intermittent fasting is when you're giving yourself a long fasting window. So basically, say you have dinner, whatever time, 9 o'clock, you wouldn't eat again until at least, you know, 1, 2, 3 o'clock the next day.
And then again, wait till 9, so twice.
Well, you can eat however many times you want, however you want to design it, within a time frame, you know. So a lot of damage.
Also, a vegan and plant-based diet goes perfectly with intermittent fasting, and that's some of the things that I tell my clients to do. Right, You want to get on a plant-based diet, you want to lose some weight, you want to tone up, mix intermittent fasting with a plant-based diet, and you are going to see results fairly quickly and in a healthy way, because you're getting the right nutrients in your body, but also your digestive system isn't working overtime. And another reason why this is so important is because most people eat right before they go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, the body can't repair and heal itself if it's digesting all through the night. So that's why a lot of people used to say, hey, don't eat anything after 7 o'clock. It doesn't matter what time what time it is when you stop eating, just don't go to sleep right then, right? Because if that was the case, don't eat anything after 7 o'clock. What about people who work night shift? They have to eat. What, they're gonna starve to death, right? So whatever time you go to sleep, make sure you don't eat anything 2 hours before that. So that's the main gist of it.
Done within a few hours, but at least you're giving yourself a long fasting window to let your body cleanse itself out, right? You're not spiking your insulin. That's how people become insulin resistant and get diabetes. This is when you eat too much. That's the diabetes and cardiac heart disease is the #1 killers in this country. It's over cigarettes, it's over car accidents, it's over alcohol, it's over murder. Shit that we doing to ourselves, eating. You know what I'm saying? Too much.
That's great.
So I wanted to mitigate that within myself. And also I was like, I gotta go.
I kind of had a frame of reference that diabetes was that prevalent in the community, especially in the Black community, but in every community, right? But I didn't know it was over all of that. And it's just a big eye opener, right? If you want to be healthy, you have to start taking care of your health and take care of your body. It's very important. And a plant-based diet can do that for you.
For what I was doing, I knew I needed to fix my diet. So I'm like, I'm going to go hard and just go 1 meal a day. Discipline, you know what I mean?
And it worked for you.
It worked. I'm still doing it. You know, the first few days is rough, but then once your body adjusts, you good.
Mhm.
When I eat more than once, I don't feel that good. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So yeah.
So that's the end of the video. 6 minutes. Okay. So basically what it is, and shout out to Mike Rashid, like I said, I respect him wholeheartedly. But the crazy part about it is I respectfully disagree when he talked about, you know what, I did this for me and it wasn't for financial gain. Look, if you're not vegan or plant-based and you come out with a plant-based product, it is most definitely for financial gain, and you're trying to capitalize on that specific genre or niche. Let's call a spade a spade. Not necessarily that there's something wrong with it, because everybody wants something out of the deal. Vegans want a good plant-based protein. You want to make money off of that, because from what I hear, it's a good product. And I'm gonna try it out. I might do a review on that product actually. And also, I do respect the fact that he didn't shit on vegans and say, hey, I was missing something. All right. I'm not vegan or plant-based anymore because I couldn't get enough B12. Well, I was hungry all the time. I just couldn't do it. I need some meat. I needed a steak. Right. I'm glad he didn't do that. He didn't throw vegans under the bus. So I give him a whole lot of respect for that, right? He has had a few good talking points when it comes to the intermittent fasting and things like that, and giving your digestive system a break. So, like I said, I respect Mike Rashid. He's a good guy. Go check out his channel, Mike Rashid, and let me know what you think about the whole video in the comments. Do you think he's just purely trying to capitalize off vegans? Do you think do you think it's wrong? Do you think he is a good guy? He's just trying to bring more attention to plant-based alternatives? Anything that I missed that you want to, have a discussion in the comments, put it in the comments. Please like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this format of video. My first time really doing something like this. So if you like it, I'll know to continue to do it and make more content like this. If not, I'll go back to the previous style of how I normally do videos, if that's the case, right? So other than that, fuel yourself, don't fool yourself, and peace out. If you're a vegan and you're struggling to actually lose weight, build muscle, tone up, and become the healthiest version of yourself, I want you to click the link below right now, schedule a free consultation call with me, and on that call, we can go over your goals and a bulletproof plan to actually get you to your goals, all right? So go ahead and
Click that link below, y'all.
talk soon.